Officer Karen Walsh thought she'd crush Maya Carter in court, a black woman she pegged as defiant during a traffic stop. She wanted to silence Maya's attitude with a lawsuit to prove who held power, but Karen didn't know, no one did, that Maya was a federal prosecutor, a legal titan who'd toppled corrupt giants. And she didn't see the ally hiding in plain sight, a whistleblower ready to unravel her world with a secret that would shake the courtroom. What happens when a racist cop picks the wrong fight and a shocking truth flips the script? Dive into a tale where justice cuts through prejudice like a blade through lies. It was a humid November morning in Atlanta, 2025. Maya Carter, 39, cruised down Peachtree Street, her sedan gliding, a podcast on criminal law humming low. The sun glinted off her brown skin as she adjusted her glasses, her mind on case files waiting at her office. Red and blue lights flashed in her rear view. She sighed, pulling over with practiced calm, hands at 10 and 2. Officer Karen Walsh stepped from her cruiser, boots heavy, her pale hand brushing her holster. Her blue eyes sized Maya up through the window, already labeling her trouble, her blonde ponytail tight under her cap. "Morning, officer," Maya said, her voice warm but firm, rolling down her window. Karen's lips curled. "License and registration. You know why I stopped you?" Maya's brow arched. "No, ma'am, please tell me." Karen's smirk faded. "You crossed the center line, distracted driving." Maya nodded, reaching slowly for her glove box. "Here's my ID and papers." Karen snatched them, lingering on the name. "Maya Carter, where you headed?" "Work," Maya replied, unflinching. "What kind?" Karen pressed, her tone sharp. Maya's dark eyes locked on hers. "The kind that keeps power in check." That lit the fuse. Karen's pale cheeks flushed, her jaw tight. She didn't like Maya's poise, the way her brown skin gleamed with confidence, no fear or groveling. No black woman was supposed to talk like that, not to her. "Watch your mouth," Karen snapped, scribbling on her pad. "People like you think you're above the law." Maya's voice stayed even. "I'm sorry. Did you say people like me?" Karen froze, then doubled down. "I said what I said. Sign the ticket." Maya took the pen, her hand steady. "Words carry weight, officer. Choose them carefully." Karen scoffed. "Is that a threat?" Maya's lips curved faintly. "It's a fact." Karen stormed back to her cruiser, Maya's license in hand. The name Carter nagged at her. 3 years ago, at a disciplinary hearing, a black woman in a sharp blazer had sat quietly, taking notes. She'd recommended leniency for Karen after a complaint about biased remarks during a stop in a black neighborhood. Karen had walked free, never learning her name. Now, staring at Maya's ID, unease flickered, but she shoved it down. She typed a citation, then drafted a civil complaint. Obstruction, verbal intimidation, emotional distress caused by a hostile black defendant. She wanted Maya humbled. Back at Maya's window, Karen handed the ticket with a smirk. "Hope you've got a good lawyer." Maya folded it carefully. "I don't need one," she said, her voice steel wrapped in silk. "I know the law better than you think." Karen hesitated, a chill creeping up. Maya added, "Be careful what you start, officer. Some games you don't win." Karen didn't reply, but as Maya drove off, she felt she'd lit a fuse she couldn't see. That night, Karen sat at her kitchen table, laptop glowing. She reread her complaint, adding, "Defendant's hostile demeanor caused psychological strain." It was thin, but she trusted the system, her system, to back her. "She thinks she's smart," Karen muttered, hitting send. Across town, Maya opened the email in her home office, a photo of her late father, a civil rights attorney, on her desk. She read the complaint, her lips curving. "You just made this personal," she whispered to the photo, her brown eyes glinting. "Time to make you proud, Dad." Karen wasn't new to bending the truth. Over 10 years, she'd faced complaints, rough stops, racial remarks, always aimed at black or brown drivers, but her mostly white precinct had her back. She saw Maya as another loudmouth. At the precinct, she bragged to colleagues, mimicking Maya's calm voice. "She gave me that, 'I know my rights' nonsense,'" Karen laughed, her blue eyes flashing. Officer Maria Torres, a Latina rookie, frowned. "You sure about this lawsuit, Walsh? I heard she's connected." Karen waved it off, her blonde ponytail swinging. "She's nobody, just another activist wannabe," but Maya was far from nobody. At the U.S. Attorney's Office, she was Quiet Storm, a black prosecutor who dismantled corrupt officials with precision. She'd reviewed Karen's precinct in 2022, recommending second chances for officers like Karen. Now, sitting with her intern, Jamal, a sharp black law student, Maya pulled up Karen's public records. 5 complaints, she said, pointing to the screen. Racial profiling, excessive force, all buried. She's been dodging accountability for years, Jamal grinned. You gonna end her? Maya shook her head, her braids swaying. No, I'm gonna let the truth do that. Jamal pushed up his glasses. She's white, connected. You know how this goes. Maya's eyes hardened. My dad faced worse. Cops who humiliated him for being a black lawyer in the 80s. He fought with evidence, not anger. We'll do the same. She called her friend Lena, a black paralegal. Lena, I need everything on Walsh's precinct. Emails, memos, anything buried. Lena whistled. You're going after a cop? That's bold. Maya's voice softened. Not bold. Necessary. By night, Maya sat in her garden, her father's law books beside her, his notes in the margins. The law bends to power, unless you bend it back. Karen leaned on her network, calling her old partner Mike, a white officer. This Carter woman's trouble, she said, pacing her apartment, her pale hands shaking. She's too calm. Mike laughed. Drop the suit, Karen. It's a bad look. Karen's voice sharpened. No way. She disrespected me. I'm not letting some black woman think she's better than me. Mike sighed. Your call, but pride's a bad lawyer. Karen hung up, staring at her reflection. She saw strength, but doubt was creeping in. The first court day arrived, a humid Wednesday in a cramped Atlanta courthouse. Karen strode in, blonde hair tight, gray suit crisp, waving at news cameras. Standing up for respect, she told a reporter. Inside, Maya sat at the defense table, a single folder before her, her burgundy dress sharp, her brown skin glowed, her presence commanding. The gallery, mostly white faces, whispered, "No lawyer? She's done." Karen smirked at her attorney, Greg Holt, a white man with a slick grin. "This'll be quick," she murmured. Judge Harold Vance, a white man in his 60s, took the bench, his gavel heavy. "Ms. Carter, you're representing yourself?" Maya stood, her voice clear. "Yes, Your Honor. I'll keep it brief." The room didn't know Maya was waiting, not just defending. Holt opened. Officer Walsh endured verbal abuse from a defiant black defendant, causing emotional distress. The gallery nodded, many white faces agreeing. Maya stayed silent, her face unreadable. When called, she stood, her voice cutting through. "Your Honor, under Title 42, Section 1983, officers are liable for violating constitutional rights. This lawsuit lacks merit and exposes Officer Walsh's misconduct targeting black individuals." The room stilled. Karen whispered to Holt, "She's bluffing." The bailiff, a black man, glanced at Maya, intrigued. Vance leaned forward. "You're quoting federal code, Ms. Carter. Where'd you learn that?" Maya's brown eyes were steady. "Experience, Your Honor." Holt scoffed. "She's playing lawyer." Vance ignored him, setting the next date. As they filed out, Karen hissed at Maya. "You're out of your depth." Maya replied, "Or you're in over your head." In the hallway, a white man in his 40s, Paul Reed, a court clerk in a gray suit, watched silently. His pale eyes followed Maya, then Karen. He texted someone. "She's setting it up." Karen caught his glance, unnerved. Back home, Maya met Lena and Jamal. 5 complaints since 2020, Lena said, handing over emails. All against black drivers, buried. Maya nodded. She thinks the system's her shield, it's her mirror now. Jamal frowned. But she's white, the system's hers. Maya's eyes hardened. Not today. Over the weekend, Maya found a 2015 internal affairs report. Karen's racial slur during a stop, buried after Maya recommended leniency. "I thought she could change," Maya murmured. Lena shook her head. "You were hopeful." Maya's smile was faint. "Hope's dangerous. Truth isn't." By Sunday, she had a plan, not just to win, but to expose. Karen, meanwhile, was fraying, meeting Mike at a bar. "She's too prepared," Karen said, her pale hands shaking. "You're suing a black woman for talking back," Mike said. "Drop it." Karen slammed her glass down. "No. She's not better than me." Monday's courtroom was packed, the racial divide stark. Karen's white supporters versus Maya's mixed allies. Karen's suit was less crisp, her blue eyes bloodshot. Maya arrived with a thicker folder, her presence commanding. Vance called her. "Your Honor," Maya said, "I submit Brown v. Daniels, 2009, affirming civilians' rights to question unlawful stops." She placed Karen's record, 5 complaints, on the table. Walsh's history of targeting black individuals undermines her claims. Karen's face reddened. "Irrelevant," she snapped. Vance raised a hand. "It speaks to credibility." He turned to Maya. "Where'd you get these?" Her voice was calm. "Public access, Your Honor." The gallery buzzed, black spectators nodding, white ones shifting uncomfortably. A reporter tweeted. Black defendant flips script on white cop. That night, Karen paced, calling her captain, Daniels, a white man. "She's making me look bad," she said. "She's got evidence," Daniels replied. "You've got a story." Karen hung up, her badge on the table, doubt growing. Maya met Lena and Jamal at a diner. "Internal memos from 2020, Lena said, sliding a USB drive. "A whistleblower warned about Walsh, anonymous." Maya nodded. "They'll show up." The final day crackled with tension. Karen sat rigid, her pale hands trembling. Maya walked in with an envelope, her brown skin radiant. Vance called her. "Your Honor," Maya began, "I submit a 2015 report on Walsh, racial bias in a stop. I was the prosecutor who declined charges, believing she could change. I was wrong." The room froze. Vance leaned forward. "You're a federal prosecutor?" Maya nodded. "Yes, Your Honor." Gasps rippled, black faces beaming, white ones stunned. Holt stammered, "Irrelevant." Vance ignored him. Then the twist broke the room. Paul Reed, the white clerk, stood. "Your Honor, I have evidence." Karen's blue eyes widened. Paul held a USB drive, his voice steady. "I'm a former officer from Walsh's precinct. I resigned after reporting her racial profiling of black drivers. This drive has audio, memos, dash cam, proof of her targeting since 2018. He handed it over, his pale hands steady. Karen shot up. "He's lying." Paul met her eyes. "I warned you, Karen." The gallery erupted, black spectators cheering, white ones silent. The monitor played Karen's voice, a racial slur in a 2020 stop, her smirk on dashcam ticketing a black teen. Memos showed Paul's ignored complaints. Karen's face drained, her pale hands shaking. Vance's voice cut through. "This suggests a pattern. Ms. Carter?" Maya stood, her voice thunder. Walsh's lawsuit was to silence a black woman who dared question her. Her history proves she's targeted my community for years, hiding behind her badge and whiteness. I ask for dismissal and an investigation. Vance's gavel hovered. "Charges dismissed. I'm recommending a state investigation into Walsh's conduct and her precinct." Cheers erupted, black and white allies clapping. Karen stormed out, her blue eyes avoiding all. Outside, Paul approached Maya. "I left the force because of her," he said. "Thank you for giving me a reason to speak." Maya nodded. "You changed the story." Karen sat alone at home, her badge dull, her reflection broken. Atlanta buzzed. Maya Speaks trended, Morehouse students sharing Maya's story. A paper ran. Black prosecutor and white whistleblower expose racist cop. Karen's precinct announced a review, her white colleagues silent. Maya returned to her office, her father's photo watching. She ignored interview requests, seeking truth, not fame. In her garden, her niece Aisha said, "They're calling you a hero." Maya watched a bee on a flower. "I didn't do this to be heard. I did it so she'd hear herself, so they all would." Aisha frowned. "Will she change?" Maya's eyes were steady. She had her chance. This story isn't about hate or division. It's about accountability, about a black woman and an unexpected white ally dismantling prejudice with truth. We don't aim to fuel anger, but to inspire courage and hope for change. Share it, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more stories that lift up justice and resilience. Let's keep the conversation alive with hope, not division.